yo, we run the game. I said we run the game. Y'all know the name. I said we run the game. Let's get it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego. And I'm back with some more boxing. You're listening to DJ Easy on the station that slaps you across the mother with a big ass, fat ass. DJ Easy. Testing. This thing on? We back up in it. We back to business. We back up in it. We back to business. Gang. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. We're just having a good time, people. Get the strap, man. Hey, Banks tell me go ahead, switch the style up if niggas ain't to let them hate to watch the money pile up. Hey, you gotta watch this Power season finale, nigga. You gotta do something, baby. Shout out to Ronald Finkley. He be ready to clap, man. James Souza, they be ready to clap something. If y'all don't know how to act, my shooters, they be ready to clap. We get to the click clacking. We rat packing and brat packing, rapping. Oh my gosh, let's get it. I'm feeling good, man. We doing good. Ego's Army. Man, I've been, since I got back from New York, I've been tired. Like, you know, it's like when I got older I never used to have jet lag, but I never used to travel quite this much. But I never had jet lag. And then, you know, you get older, your body needs certain things. Like, I'll be having to bounce back from trips. I was hella tired, man. I don't know why. The Vampire Stream. Technically, it's not even too much of a vampire because it's only 10:30 my time. But we can call it The Vampire Stream. Make sure when you come in, you smash the like button. You know who's the livest live stream we got it going on. Shout out to Grady, 80s baby beats. He said, Ego, what's good? I'm trying to be a shooter. We're going to do some shooter nominations too. And I did an Ego parole. Some of the people, past contestants from the hot seat, you know, we had a little parole. I let them back on. A couple, not the ones that be tripping, like, you know, hardcore slave it in them. They ain't coming back. But I did a little parole. Some people reached out to me and I let them back. I don't know what they did. But usually if I don't remember your username, that's a good thing. Because I remember the lunatic crazy ones. I remember their usernames. Listen. We got so much to talk about. Let's do a very quick roll call. Probably 1 minute. 1 minute worth of roll call starting now. It's about to be 6 minutes since I've been on. We'll do up to the 7-minute mark. City, state, zip. Rep where you from. And then we got to jump right into the content because I'm ready to go. City, state, zip. We're going to power through this. You know we got the livest lives, like I said before. City, state, zip. We're doing the Boxingego roll call. Shout out to Jesse. What up, though? Richmond 510. That's what I like to hear. Shout out to Darnell from my backyard. Shout out to Hilltop, Richmond, North Richmond, Richmond Cemetery, all the people who couldn't be with us. Miami. Shout out to Brownsville, Texas 78520, Atlanta 404, Seattle, Washington, Wisconsin 715, Staten Island 103, Gary, Indiana, home of Michael Jackson, Bmore, Texas, Tucson, Redlands, California, Coachella, California, Cleveland this evening, 216, Ohio, Buckeye State, Pittsburgh, PA 15235, 214, Laredo, Texas 956. California 91331, Chicago West, Garfield Park gang, Chicago 773 gang, you know. NYC, son, I'm deployed in Kuwait, dog, keeping up with Canelo through you, dog, holla. Shout out to you, man, be safe out there in Kuwait. We about to have our own Desert Storm. Anybody want that hot seat, we got work for you. 501, like the Levi jeans, man, 501, I see you, Chicago. 912 South Georgia, Riverside, 951-816 Kansas City. Kansas City. He said he from the Show Me State. 202 Washington D.C. I see you, baby. Let's get it. All right, that's the roll call. Man, main event, Canelo versus Triple G. If you're going to Box Fan Expo, purchase tickets or consider purchasing tickets through me. Helps the channel. Link in the description of all my videos. Shout out to Dallas. Shout out to Frisco. Eagles Army. Let's get it. South Central LA. You know, Portland, Oregon. I see you. You know, the whole West Coast. You know, I got y'all for sure. I'm just being honest, people. This is what I do on my channel. Canelo Triple G 2 has been ill promoted, in my opinion. They haven't had for a super fight, it hasn't really had that much, you know what I'm saying? Go get the strap. I just haven't felt that energy. You know, I'm sure by the weigh-in and when they're doing the national anthems, I think they're doing the national anthems early, but you get what I'm saying. When the fighters are doing the ring walks and stuff, I'm sure I'll get that feeling. But as far as promotion-wise, I think they could have done better. It's almost, to me, like HBO's getting out of the business, and they're just phasing out and just trying to collect the last little ducats. It also feels to me that HBO doesn't want to take any risks. So they're looking for income only, you know. So if it's a fight where they could potentially lose or break even, and you know it's not going to fatten their pockets, it's like HBO doesn't want to even chance it. Example, I heard they don't want Sergey Kovalev, Alida Alvarez. You know, reason being, in my opinion, is because Kovalev already got stomped by Alida Alvarez. So if he loses again, he's the HBO fighter. He's the guy that's historically been fighting on HBO, not Alida Alvarez. So they don't have faith in Kovalev. And this is a sad thing because HBO, they do all this to promote these guys, you know, in terms of like force feeding you. And Harold Letterman, okay, Jeb. Oh, Sergey Kovalev, he's beating the fuck out of Andre Ward. You know, he's doing all this stuff. I'm telling you how Kovalev's the crusher. I just like Crusher, his style. You do all this extra shit, you know, build up. Shout out to Trooper 5131. I see you. Shout out for the subscription. They do all this to build up the action fighter. They build up a lot of Eastern European fighters and people with the action style, and gave Jim Lampley his own show, The Fight Game, and they promote all action fights and say, oh, this, if it's not this, then this person's not, the opposing guy is not winning. If they're not fighting like this all action bullshit. But the thing is, I try to tell y'all from the beginning, boxing fans, we're not dumb. They force fed HBO for years. They've been force feeding us. Telling us what to watch and what to like. Boxing fan don't work like that. You want to take away from the craft of a Floyd Mayweather, not really give that much props to a Terrence Crawford, Andre Ward, you know, a lot of these black athletes, black talents and stuff. The Black Channel, why do the blacks fight like this? You know, and then when we seen Lomachenko make similar moves, they gave him all the props in the world when he's on HBO. Similar moves, you know? Similar move. Oh, look how it just switches from defense to offense and offense to defense. His defense is nothing like Floyd Mayweather. Let's be real. Lomachenko ain't got his face be all tattered up after a Mariaga fight. Floyd would beat the shit out of Miguel Mariaga at any point of his career. Even now, 40, 41 years old, he'll destroy Mariaga at any weight, you know, that he can make or whatever. But this is with HBO. This is the path that they chose to go to, you know? And they hyped up certain guys and told you this is a guy. Then they didn't even, you did that. And a lot of those fighters are with top rank, like the Eastern Europeans, the Ukrainian guys, some good guys, you know, Vodsdik and Lomachenko and stuff. And you put all this energy into promoting that. Then you didn't appease Bob Arum. So he said, fuck y'all. Took his fighters to ESPN. Now you stuck with some action guys like Jaime Munguia, but most people at this point don't believe, and I like Jaime Munguia, you know, I keep it a buck. I don't really care. Like, I just tell you what I feel. I like Jaime Munguia, very unpolished. I would not favor him to beat any of the current champions in the unification, Jermell Charlo or a unified champion, Swift Jarrett Hurd, because he has a leaky defense, right? Marty Jannetty, we gonna send you back to wrestling. We gonna send you, oh, my shooter already clapped you. Why do these motherfuckers say, when I'm schooling y'all, not slurring, you know, they're like, oh, are you drinking? Yeah, I'm drinking. I have an energy drink. These motherfuckers think because I have passion with what I do. Y'all some fucking alcoholic. Oh, PBC fighters are drinking. Ego must be drunk. I'm not drunk. I'm drunk. Listen, the only high I get is kicking y'all asses. That's the high I get. Kicking y'all asses with this new media shit. With this Ego's Army shit. So yeah, if you want to say I'm high, that's what I'm high off. I'm high off like swallowing your soul. You know what I'm saying? Pause. That's what I'm high off. That's what I'm getting drunk. I'm drunk as if that's it. I'm drunk off these hot seats. Oh shit. Every time I body you, every time we do something right, every time we make a milestone. Yeah. So that's what I'm drunk off. These motherfuckers, I could understand if I got on here and I was like, hey guys, whatever, hey girl. You don't see that. I'm cool as a cucumber. Tank's my dude. That's why I let him take my camera. Motherfucker, he can buy. Motherfucker, guy, you see his jewelry? If he broke it, he'll buy me a new one. I'm not sweating it. Tank's my dude. That's my guy. You know, I ran into him in L.A. and New York. I always be seeing Tank. That's my guy. That's why I let him take my camera. You know, what is he gonna do? You gonna break it? If he break it, he got money. He can buy me a new one. Anyway, this is what HBO did. They put all their energy into this basket. Shout out to Fremont, California. I see y'all. They put all their energy into the basket of the Action Jackson fighter. You know, Carl Weathers, but not black. You know what I'm saying? And now it's backfired. It's backfired on them dramatically because the guys that you should have been taking care of left or got pulled. You know, Crawford, he didn't leave in the sense of he just picked up and left, but his company, Top Rank, that he just re-signed with, that he just did a multi-year deal with, they left, you know. But the other guys, you didn't take care of Floyd Mayweather. You didn't take care of Andre Ward. And what I mean by take care of them is take care of them in the sense of make them feel like the top dogs that they were on your network. And then you try to force feed us some bullshit. You know what I mean? And try to, you know, explain to the fan why Chocolatito was number one pound for pound. Like, come on, man. Chocolatito's, he's cool. He's a good fighter. No one's taking that weight. No one's taking that away from him. He's action, fun to watch. I have no beef with that. But we got to keep it. Shout out to Oscar for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you. Smash the like button. HBO, they messed up. I don't know what happened along the way because HBO used to be the benchmark. It was like HBO for premium boxing, and then it was everybody else. Showtime, everybody else was clearly under them. You know, clearly under them. HBO was the go-to network. You know, and you let Showtime come up from behind you, and you notice this. How come when I'm being honest, when Showtime does a telecast, it doesn't really feel like they have a horse in the race on big fights. Like if you listen to the commentary, I haven't heard it for this particular fight, but I've watched Showtime for years. You know, I don't think like were they just like Danny Garcia, bang, Garcia, bang, again, bang. Like, are they doing all that? You know, all the shit that Lampley did, or having these crazy scorecards for Garcia and not giving Porter no type of credit. You know what I'm saying? But you let HBO tell it, they'll take close fights and make it look like the guy that they've blown up and like invested a lot of promotion behind is just dominating. And the real boxing fans is just sitting back watching it like, come on, bro. Like Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. And I got flack. But listen, all the people that gave me flack and like channels that were saying the opposite, where are they now? VH1. Where are those same channels? The people, when I said that Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez is good, but he's not number one pound for pound, people made response videos, people dissed me, people made videos saying the exact opposite. Where are those channels at right now? Where's New Media at right now? Where's Eagles Army right now? Right? HBO had Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. He moved up, fought Carlos Cuadras. Let them tell it, you know, minus like people who fought before, like Roy Jones and Andre Ward when they do the guest commentary. HBO HBO will make it like Chocolatito just beating Cuadras' ass, and that's not the case. I watched the fight. Carlos Cuadras was definitely in that. He was definitely in the fight. And then you'd be like, oh, we go to Harold Letterman for his scorecard. Okay, Jim, I gave it to Chocolatito. 12 rounds to none. Like, we in the second round. How you give Chocolatito 12 rounds? I just like the guy. I like him. What are you talking about, bro? What you talking about? It's the second round, you gave him 12 rounds, and you gave Chocolatito all the rounds that haven't happened yet? Yeah. Okay, Jim. Stop it. Real boxing fans see that. We just put up with it because, they may have had a fight that we wanted to see. Carlos Cuadras had Chocolatito's eyes looking like Buddha. His eyes was looking like coin slots at the laundromat. The washing machine broke at the crib, so I had to go to the laundromat. You know what I mean? This is just recently. Yeah, until it was replaced, I had to go to the laundromat. And when I put them quarters in, that's how Chocolatito's eyes were looking. Like the laundromat, the coin, the little silver thing at the laundromat. You know what I'm talking about? That silver thing. That's how Chocolatito's eyes was looking. Like sideways coin slots after Carlos Cuadras. And then let HBO tell it. They were like acting like Cuadras got his ass beat. I'm like, what fight was you watching though? It's not even about if you had Chocolatito winning. Okay, fine, you had him winning, but you didn't call it like it was. You made it sound like he was just out here, dominating. That wasn't what it was. And then you look at the Arroyo and Chocolatito, Estrada and Chocolatito. Like, come on, man. So HBO, they were part of their own undoing because they try to force feed you a lot of stuff. Kovalev, nobody gave Andre Ward no credit. Oh yeah, I mean they went with the get a cool cut. They went with what the casuals would like. Yeah, I mean I just can't see how you give Andre Ward more than 3-4 rounds. Okay, what happened in the rematch? What happened with the leader Alvarez? Kovalev's a good fighter, but he lost all that. So obviously Andre Ward probably took something from him because Kovalev has never looked the same since. Unless you put him in with Igor Mikhalkin, hardcore rapper, but he's Igor. So HBO did this to themselves. They shot themselves in the foot. They have people in position that weren't doing right by, in my opinion, boxing fans. They weren't appeasing boxing fans. Listen, I don't even watch YouTube boxing channels for the most part. I really don't. I got too much stuff to do. And I don't, there's too many channels now. When I first started, it was a small niche community. So there's a couple guys you check out and then, oh shit, it was like people. But now, since people like me and Dante came through and busted this motherfucker open, now it's like the thing, the internet's bigger than ever. The IG even got IGTV. So now you see people who actually want to do this for a career. They actually want to talk boxing. Oh shit, you see Ego covering fights and we seen him from the beginning. I could do this, Now it's like desirable. When I came in, it wasn't really desirable. Nobody was making no money like that. They didn't have super chats. They didn't have channel donations and shit that people were doing. When I first started, I wasn't even doing that, but I was like the first person that started asking for donations. I don't give a fuck what nobody was talking about. You know what I mean? So anyway, now it's desirable. I don't really watch YouTube, but I do know, from what I've seen, there's a lot more passion in the YouTube boxing community than there is sometimes with some of these networks. There's more knowledge and stuff. You can go on YouTube and people will actually be able to tell you some stuff, like break down the fight, maybe things like that. We're the passionate one. We the bloodline of this shit. Ego's Army, new media. Nacho, he's just looking for attention. Don't bother with him. Don't bother with him. Don't bother with him at all. It's not even worth it. But anyway, HBO Sports, I don't know what got into them, but they started trying to see. This is the thing. Floyd Mayweather told you this. when all these people booing Floyd, shout out to Isaiah's $2 super chat, shmoney game. When Floyd, let's say the crowd hated Floyd, right? And they love Conor, they love Maidana, whatever. Floyd always told you, oh, that's cool. Robert Guerrero, his pops, he can say whatever he want. He can't fight for you. Your trainer can't fight for you. Your pops can't fight. The crowd can't fight for him. That's the same thing when it comes to this HBO. You can hype up whoever the fuck you want to hype up, but the crowd can't fight for them. You know, the ESPN putting Chocolatito in the best 25 in the last 25 list, all that, that's cool. But when it comes down to it, they can't fight for him. Hey, he said, ego, you too radical. White people finna backlash. Block him. I don't know what the fuck he talking about. I love white people. Fuck what you talking about. Shooters, get rid of him. First of all, he said, ego, can you love me? Now he's saying I'm too radical. Get him the fuck out of here. We gonna hit you with some radical. Cowabunga, dude. Get La Cienega Rocco the fuck out of here. Shooters, clap that.
Finish him.
We need that clappage.
Finish him.
Dude saying whatever, man. Oh shit, James Souza got him.
Finish him.
Oh my gosh, James Souza. Yeah, we show you radical. Get him all the way gone.
Finish him.
Clap that man. This is what we do, man. Ego looking like he's slaying mixtapes in shopping centers. I mean, I'll laugh if you want me to. If you really think that's funny. Yeah, I slang mixtapes and let's check at the end of the year. Let's see who makes more, me or you. So I slang DVDs and mixtapes. But at the end of the year, let's see who makes more money. Motherfucker, I get more super chats than you do on your paycheck. Stop it. You don't want to stunt. Big bank take little bank. You don't want that. I promise you don't want that. So, like The Rock say, know your role. Eric Chiang or whatever the fuck your name is. You don't want to compare body counts. I'm right here with it. You don't want to do that. I'm talking about ego slang mixtapes. Yeah. Well, I must have some fire mixtapes because I make more than you a year. We know that. Let's go. Where you work? Where you work at? Popeye's Chicken. I said I didn't want spicy. You gonna give me spicy? What if I was allergic to spicy, huh? Yeah. Give me a gallon of lemonade. Lemonade. Hey, y'all better stop. Y'all better start learning to listen. I said I want regular chicken. You gonna give me spicy, extra crispy. You didn't even give me extra crispy. Stop it. Talking about I slang mixtapes. Okay. This motherfucker said he an aerospace engineer. Okay. Where's your company? I'm gonna call him right now. Where's your company? I fuck with your page. No, it's too late, bro. Where's your company? I know your name because it says Eric Chiang. You say you're aerospace. Motherfucker, you listen to Aerosmith. That's about the closest. You see, every time we talk about it, these dudes be acting like they. I'm like, what do you do for a living? I'm a nautical engineer for NASA. Yeah, okay. And you just came by the stream randomly, huh? So you don't have like NASA duties to do, putting in some hours. You just fuck with a little boxing right now. Damn, Randy said you forgot his biscuit. Let's get it. I told you they don't want it with the big dog, man. I've earned stripes in this game. You don't want that. So it's an Eric got shot. Y'all funny as fuck. y'all hilarious. But HBO, they shot themselves in the foot mainly because, hey, King Corleone is a fool. He said, I fucks with the page though. It's too late, bro. That's why they always try to cop a plea after, because they know, because they just say, they try to roast and say the shit, and then when I entertain it, they try to backtrack and back, but oh, man, I'm a fan since day one, and A1. Yeah, you A1 all right, steak sauce. We gonna have you well done, bars. He said he was A1, that means steak sauce. We got him well done. Let's get it. We left you bloody in this chat. You Eric the Red now. Viking. Bars. Let's get it. Modest versus Tank. Who you got? Tank. Tank's too explosive. I like Modest. I commend him. If he can prove me wrong, that's great. But I don't see it. I see Tank being too strong. It's his weight class too. Modest would have to move up from 26. Modest got stopped by Johnny Gonzalez. And it's not like Johnny Gonzalez fights like Tank, but actually I think Tank is more polished than Johnny Gonzalez. They both have a punch, but I think Tank just does fundamentally sound everything, you know, so let's get it. But HBO, they messed up. Hey, block Marty Jannetty. He talking about Modest all day, you hoe. We gonna see who the hoe is. You've been putting dumb comments for a minute. We got your hoe coming right up. Marty Jannetty, send his ass back to WWE. We gonna suplex your dumb ass. You didn't even have to do all that. They want to do, listen. Like I said, half these dudes don't put nothing up. Like, put money. This what I'm like. I'm on my Chris Tucker shit. Is this what you want? Money talks. Put money up. If you rocking with that, push for the fight for starters to make sure we get it, and then just put your money up. We'll do an escrow account. It's whatever. You talking about Modest hoe? And see, this is the thing. I don't have no problem with Modest. Is cool. I've interviewed with him and stuff. He's a cool dude. But you asked me my opinion. You know, I don't see him beating Tank. That's my honest opinion. And like I said, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll give him props. I mean, why wouldn't I? He's the one moving up. Same thing, Mikey Garcia. I love Mikey Garcia. Errol Spence seems too much to me. It seemed like a bridge too far. But if he listen, see this, I'm a man. These fighters, even if they hear it, they can get mad or whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm just giving my honest opinion. The fans are asking my opinion. Don't we ask their opinions? Like, oh, hey, who you picking? Canelo, Mikey, who you picking? Canelo, Triple G. So why can't I have an opinion on who would win? It's no hard feelings. I don't I'm not burning bridges. I'm just telling you, in this particular matchup, if you said Abner Modest versus Carl Frampton, then it might be a different pick. But against Tank at 130, I have to pick Tank. You know, so it's cool and cute that Modest, he's like taunting him and stuff. I like it. Good entertainment, but I don't know. He's going to have to back that up in the ring. You know, you didn't even beat Leo Santa Cruz 2 times. So, I don't know. I thought he lost to Joseph Becco in the first fight. And he was doing the low blows to kind of bail out. Got knocked out by Johnny Gonzalez. So, again, I don't, you know. Jesus Cuellar versus Abner Modest was a good fight. Jesus Cuellar got destroyed by Tank. And it's not about triangle theories because, you know, the Modest fight happened first and Cuellar moved up in weight to fight Tank. But that's just my opinion, you know, no biggie. But HBO, back to them, they messed up. Whoever is in charge of HBO boxing, you know, they need to give, I'm trying to help these companies. They need to give some, like, YouTube channels or like interns, like just people who are passionate about boxing. Just like someone brought up a perfect example in the stream earlier. They said for gamers, they get hardcore gamers to test games because they know, you know, if they have a gaming seat, they get the hardcore gamers to test it because they're in these chairs for hours. They have a new game coming out. They want to get the pulse in the, you know, like what are the graphics to you? What is the sound quality and the storyline? To hardcore gamers, because this is what they do. This is their forte. Boxing is a niche sport. not everyone know. Like Roger Mayweather told you, most motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing. Who he beat? He ain't beat no motherfucking body. Okay, then. That's how Roger Mayweather would say it. But it's true. Motherfucker, I know you. He can't fuck with Floyd. That's what I know. Who he beat? He ain't beat no motherfucker. He ain't beat no motherfucking body. Okay, then. Most motherfuckers don't. You know? And they be hiring people and they be doing all types of weird shit. Like, what did HBO release? Like, what type of graphic was that? You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on. Who he beat? Ain't beat no motherfucking body. Okay, then. HBO, like, real life bugging, B. Hold on. We gonna do this. Hold on. Yo, that's HBO's latest trailer, or whatever you want to call it, for that's their latest I don't even know what the name is, promo video for the fight, Canelo Golovkin. What was that? That was terrible. Who made that? Fake ass, like, Street Fighter, Alpha, Dragon Ball Z ass graphics. That looked horrible, bro. That looked terrible. And see, that's why I feel like whoever made that was not a diehard boxing fan, because they took punches that was weak and made it all like atomic bombs. Like, Golovkin was like jab and then fucking an atomic bomb explosion. That's not even like the type of punch that would have like lightning and all this shit come. Like, that's not even a Super Saiyan type of punch. That shit look horrible. Someone said PS2 graphics. That's what I'm saying. Sims ass graphics. Like, stop it. That look horrible. I'm done. Big Time is tripping. He said that looked like some 90s Power Ranger. See, oh yeah. And sparks coming out, like it's more for talk. Oh yeah. Like, come on, bro. Them graphics look trash. Trailer trash. That look horrible. I don't know who that was hype. That actually made me not want to watch the fight. Like, I was looking forward to watching the fight. I seen them Altered Beast Sega Genesis. Welcome to your doom. I seen them bad dudes double dragon ass graphics. That made me not even want to watch the shit, to be honest, because that was horrible. Like I said, they weren't even putting like destructive punches and then fucking clouds of smoke and fire. Like, bro, stop it. Who did that? Like, fucking Stevie Wonder put together ripping this guy. He was just putting smoke. Come on, bro. 13, you know, baby. Things are getting right. Who made that? That shit look like a middle school kid or some shit. That look horrible. But anyway, this is what HBO, this is what they feeding us. I think the fight is good, but it's like the thing is, I do video edits. I promise you, pay me, give me a budget, I can make something more intense than that in very little time. Like, I filmed that you guys seen Sean Porter and Haha Davis, and then Sean Porter posted it for the Danny Garcia where he's calling. I filmed that. I filmed it, edited it, and that was just like a little quick skit with no action. That wasn't even like an action sequence type of filming, Like, how you have all of HBO's footage. See, HBO, they could do whatever they want. They got all these action shots from Canelo past fights and shit they shot on 24/7, and that's what you come up with. I know you got some more intense shit than that. Them bionic commando ass graphics. Stop it. But whatever. Smash the like button, please. You did that. That was dope. Shout out to you. Thank you. Yes, I did that. We filmed that a long time ago too. You know what I mean? So maybe you're gonna say I'm nitpicking. I come from a video editing background. I got videos on World Star with millions of views. Real shit. When I was doing the rap group, we had videos that I was in and I filmed and directed. Man, so I'm particular about certain things, but that just looked horrible, Then they're not doing they didn't do a face off at the final press con. Y'all can't be that mad at each other. You that mad? See, like I said, I don't let nobody get in the way of my money. So even if I was mad at a dude, we can do a little 30-second face off. If it's gonna sell more tickets, the fight sold out, they said. But if sell more pay-per-views and shit and get fans excited, let's do it. This what you gotta face off with them at some point at the weigh-in, or when you're in the ring with them, you're gonna have to square up with them. HBO, I really feel this could be a wrong guess. I don't know. I feel like they have a lot of people who have maybe seniority, but they're not hip. You need some new blood sometimes. One thing that works for my channel is I don't feel like I'm prehistoric. Like, I may be older than certain people, but I still know what's going on. Like, I still know pop culture. I still know like who Tekashi is and shit like that. Even people that aren't really my generation. I still know what's going on. Shout out to Jesse Rincon, $2 super chat, Shmoney Gang, right? I think HBO has a lot of people that are just like this is what we're talking about, old media. This is what I'm talking about. They're not hip. They're not in tune with what's going on. They look at YouTube. Oh, this is not real media, and like they're still looking like I work for the Boxing Inquirer since 1993. Like, that's cool, but nobody care about that. Just because you work for a paper, the Boxing Chronicle or some shit, doesn't mean you know more than the next person. It doesn't mean you're gonna get these super chats that we getting right now either. Didn't know you like to get wet though. Ray Hernandez, $5 super chat. Mikey in the welterweight division. Who is the best in the welterweight division? Do you see Keith and Errol moving up to middleweight? No, for your last question. I don't see Errol Spence or Keith Thurman moving up to middleweight. The middleweights is too big, at this point. Like this, maybe in the old school middleweights, when the middleweights weren't, middleweight would be a Roberto Duran or something who fought at lightweight. I don't see him moving up quite that high to 60. Best in the welterweight, in my opinion, is between Crawford and Spence. They got to fight for me to see who's the absolute best. But you can't count out Sean Porter. He's like a wild card. Danny Garcia. Keith Thurman, I'm going to call him a wild card too because he hasn't been fighting. So you got 3 wild cards, and then you got Crawford and Spence, who still are trying to prove their worth at welterweight. But, if I had to take an educated guess, I would say if there was a tournament, they would be probably the last 2 people standing. First part of your question, Mikey at welterweight. I don't really like the move. If he is going to fight at welterweight, I think he should acclimate. Like, just go up gradually. There are like, if he fights Mikey Garcia versus Danny Garcia at welterweight, I would say take something like that, Garcia versus Garcia, over Spence right away, or fight Crawford before he gets too acclimated to the division. I wouldn't go for Spence. Spence is technical, fundamental, and big, and he's gonna beat your body up. I just don't see that being the fight. But hey, Mikey's Mikey. It's his career. Johnny, $2 super chat. If May versus Canelo 2 happens at 160, who you got? Canelo can't beat Floyd. That's it. That's my honest opinion. The only way Canelo would beat Floyd is if Floyd was old, and Floyd just didn't know when to hang him up. Canelo doesn't think quicker than Floyd. He doesn't move better than Floyd. You could see, listen, my thing with boxing is this. Everybody wants to say guys have improved, yet they skip around the style that has made them look bad. I do think Canelo has improved since the Mayweather loss. However, we don't typically see him in there with people that gave him the most problems, right? Since Lada, name a mover that he has faced that's the quality of Lada. Since Mayweather, name somebody as complete that can move that Canelo has faced. So we can't really say that Canelo would do better versus Mayweather in a rematch because he had an opportunity to have quasi-similar style in Lada, and he arguably lost that fight, right? So people want to anoint you and say that you've improved, but the only way we can determine if you improved is if you all of a sudden face that style again or a similar style and you prevail. And we haven't seen. Name somebody that Canelo has fought since the Mayweather or Lada fight that fought like those guys and that have the ability to move swiftly and slickly, and he beat them. Name who? Who? I don't care about no answer unless someone's going to answer my question. Who has Canelo fought since Mayweather or Lada that fights in a slippery, slick style like those two styles that gave him problems? Z, £2 super chat. I see you. Is Amir Khan done in your opinion? I can't say done. There's fights out there for him, but he's going to have a hard time beating the upper echelon. You got to get past Samuel Vargas type of caliber guys fairly easy. Errol Spence did it and Danny Garcia did it. So, and he can't go back to 54. I think he's too far gone to go back down to 140. He's probably too big and off-season weight and going up in the Canelo fight. So he's going to be stuck at 147, and 147 happens to be the most stacked division, or one of them. So I'm not going to say he's done. I can't tell you what a man can or can't accomplish, but he's going to have a hard time. Once again, answer my question. Shout out to the Super Chats. Name somebody that Canelo has fought that is slick and slippery, similar styles, you would say, to what gave him problems. He didn't want to fight Willie Monroe. Canelo's team told you that. They said, and Willie Monroe's not even a big puncher. But they said, we ain't fighting him. When Willie Monroe, before he lost to Gabe Rosado and shit. Canelo's team told you straight up. Lada rematch never happened. I promise you, if I talked to Lada, he would tell me he would take a Canelo fight. Canelo's team don't want that. They like, we got past it. It was an ugly win. We just move on. Shout out to Johnny, $2 super chat. I agree with you, Ego. May all day. Shout out to you. Infant Goldie, $2 super chat. I got an answer, dog. No one. Exactly. So once again, it's similar to Kovalev when he lost to Andre Ward. People are like, oh, Crusher's back. Crusher. He's not back because he can beat Igor McKelkin. He's not back because he can beat a guy Sullivan Barrera stopped, and Shabransky, who fights with no defense. And the moment you seen Kovalev fight the next best guy to Andre Ward, he got crushed and he got stopped. With no question. There's no controversy. He just got stopped 3 times, knocked down, depleted, deflated, and he got stopped. So I really love this sport, and I really look at it from all angles. And I can't just anoint people and say, oh, they do this all the time. This is that old media shit. Pacquiao's back. He ain't no fucking back until you could beat Terrence Crawford. You know, until you beat Mayweather in a rematch. You know, beat the style, beat Juan Manuel Marquez. And if, let's say, Marquez don't want to fight you, then beat someone similar. Like, how do you skip around the style that gave you the most problems and then motherfuckers is talking about you back? How are you back? How are you back until you face your fears and conquer your demons? You know, the guys that gave you the issue initially. Tim Bradley was he fights weird, you know? He don't always fight smart. So yeah, Pacquiao could beat someone like that, but Crawford is a different animal. You know, they even compare him to Floyd, say he's this generation's Floyd. Beat that, and then I'll say you're back. Tell what's the name, Pacquiao, to beat Terrence Crawford right now with the way Crawford's looking. They're both in the same weight class. Don't go after Lomachenko, little ass. Go after Terrence Crawford. He's new to your division. He only has one fight in, about to have two with Jose Benavidez. And then fight him and beat him, and then I'll say he's back. But these boxing writers and networks and shit, they don't know shit about boxing, or they're trying to push a narrative. And they'll tell you so-and-so, oh, this is vintage Pacquiao. No, it's not, because he could beat Matisse. Matisse's solid. Matisse's done some good things in his career, but Matisse been lost to Victor Postal. He lost to Danny Garcia. Embarrassing losses. Had a war with John Molina. You know, had a tough fight with Zab Judah back in the day. Fought Devin Alexander, Lamont Peterson, and he hadn't really done shit at welterweight. That's what I told people. Name what, the only intrigue is that he got cracks. So you're always in a fight when you have cracks. But name Matisse's best win. Listen, name Lucas Matisse's best welterweight win. Please name it. Tell me, somebody who knows boxing, tell me Lucas Matisse's best win at welterweight. You're up. Tell me Lucas Matisse his best win at welterweight. I'll wait. You guys have the floor. See, they be like, oh, Ego, you think you know everything. Why are you doing this, Ego? You think you're always right. It's not that I'm always right. Prove me wrong. I'm waiting. Go. Name Lucas Matisse's great win and victory at welterweight. Cat got your tongue? Name it. I'm waiting. Name an impressive win at welterweight for Lucas Matisse. Okay. Lamont Peterson was at 140. Strike one. Charlie White hating. He said I sound like a boy. Answer the question though. Okay, you in the hot seat. Yeah, okay, I sound like a boy. We gonna turn boys to men like Wanye. We gonna turn boys to men. Now you answer the question. So, what is Lucas Matisse's great win where he looks spectacular at welterweight? Since you want to be smart, okay. Charlie White. You said I'm sound like a boy. Answer the question then. Name a win at welterweight where he looked good. $147 welterweight. Not no Lamont Peterson catch weight or no bullshit. Name a welterweight win where he looked good. You have 15 seconds. 13. Shooters, get ready, please. 10 seconds. Yeah, he said I sound like... He said it wasn't towards you. Man, y'all better start attaching names because everything's towards me. If it ain't have a name, I'm taking the shot. I'm like, okay, they talking about me. Bro, Lucas Matisse didn't have no credible, real good wins at welterweight, period. He fought Emmanuel Taylor, who Broner been beat and knocked down in the 12th round at 140, who also lost to Orozco at 140. And then, that was his first fight at welterweight on the Canelo versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. card. See how I know this stuff off the top of my head? And then he fought against Taram Kawam, and he was losing the fight until he turned things around. And that looked kind of weird, how Kawam just went down and then jumped right up hella quick. That motherfucker jumped up like he got You know when they had the defibrillators and they're like, clear. That's how he jumped up. Like he was late to work and shit. Why did he jump up like that? Stop it. So, yeah, I can't say Pacquiao's back off of Matisse because he didn't even do shit at welterweight, you know? Broner shitty, bruh. Whatever. I don't even know what brought Broner up. Because I said he beat Emmanuel Taylor? Okay. Ronald Finkley ain't playing games with y'all. Let's get it. Matisse retired, so yeah, you're right. He is finished because he's not even fighting anymore. But listen, HBO, in my opinion, they made some grave mistakes because they stopped doing what was right for the sport. It's like I said, after Floyd left, it's like they were scorned, so they were trying to create this. It's like a movie. You know when, like, let's say Logan or some shit. Let's say Wolverine's in the facility and then he breaks loose from the government project. And now that he's gone and he's a good guy and he's working with the X-Men, the bad guys will want to create like the anti-Logan, you know? So they come up with Weapon X. They want to come up with a better version. Or Jurassic Park, you know? They had the T-Rex and then they come to Indominus Rex. That's what HBO in essence tried to do after Floyd left. They tried to create the guy that could be successor and defeat Floyd, but in an action style or whatever, you know. But the thing is, you can't give people skills. You can praise them and hype them up, but you can't make them fight better, you know. So they wanted to create like the anti-Floyd that would do great numbers, like Triple G or somebody. But the thing is, you look at Triple G, his best opponent names on his entire resume, they're controversial fights. He has never faced anyone as good as Daniel Jacobs or Canelo and got through it clean with no drama, he easily beat him. And if you say he easily beat Daniel Jacobs with no controversy, you're full of shit. I was there. If you say he beat Canelo and it was just like one-sided and not a competitive fight and stuff, you're lying. Now look at HBO. And what happened to all the channels that said I was tripping? Look. What does that say, y'all? Look, Canelo Alvarez could leave HBO and look for a new TV partner after Gennady Golovkin rematch. Looking shaky, baby. Look at that, man. Y'all see it? Shout out to the Los Angeles Times. Look at that. Canelo Alvarez could leave HBO and look for a new TV partner after the Golovkin rematch. For more on this, go to Los Angeles Times. Canelo Alvarez Saturday night bout on HBO pay-per-view is the final fight on his current deal with the premium network. And promoter Oscar De La Hoya indicated the sport's most powerful draw could leave for a new suitor. Look. Damn, homie. It makes me wonder if HBO even wants to be in boxing, De La Hoya told the Los Angeles Times. Wow. Exactly. I do want him to fight in December. Given the circumstances that boxing is in line at this moment with ESPN, DAZN, and the fact that Fox Television has paid millions to Showtime doing most other things, it's going to be very interesting for us and Canelo to see what HBO can do to keep him, De La Hoya said. HBO's been my family since I started boxing and has been my family up until today. I've always given HBO the first and last opportunity, but this is a business and I must do what's best for my fighters. I want to do what's best for Canelo's career And right now, particularly, boxing is big business on television with more than 200 fights on a year. De La Hoya said he will act swiftly on the matter as a likely frenzied pursuit towards Alvarez is launched. And it says, I'm going to carefully analyze everything, and right after the final bell Saturday, I'm moving forward with the decision to explore what's in Canelo's best interest. Oh my gosh. These dudes, I try to tell y'all, these young boys can't beat me. Listen, hold on, we gotta cut the music. Let me get to the super chat. We gotta get to the money. Let me get to the money. Let me cut the music. We're gonna do this a cappella, man. These young boys can't beat me, man. Jesse Rincon, $2 super chat. Who do you got? Jacobs versus Canelo. Jacobs. Think he's too big for Canelo. Completely different style to Golovkin. All right, we doing an acapella. Still a good fight. You know, if Canelo gets past Golovkin, I would definitely watch that. Listen. On the count of 3, I need everybody to type Ego's Army or New Media in the comment section. We got to flood this comment section, and I'm going to break it down. I'm going to kick the science. Big Time says HBO should change their name to Enron Boxing. Wow, that's definitely rude that you type Ego's Army or New Media, and we're going to break it down. I'm drinking, it's called Bang Energy Drink. Somebody asked me that. Power Punch. I told you we leading the wave. There's no stopping this now. The Vampire Stream. I had to do it a cappella real quick. We need more. I need more because I've been working hard for y'all. Ego's Army, New Media, gang. Rep that. Throw up that West Side one time. That's why I say be careful where you get your information from. Now, the reason why we can gloat and just talk about it is because I've honestly done my job, and I feel, in expressing my thoughts, and you see what pans out and what I've said that was right and what I said was wrong. And I told you that HBO has been trending down like they're phasing out of boxing for quite some time. Now, the thing why it's vindication for me is because the whole time I did that, I was getting flack from the other side, you know, old media. They said, oh, look at this PBC fanboy and, you know, whatever the motherfuckers was saying, dummy graphics and all this bullshit, Steve Kim and all that. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Look at these fucking dummies and PBC out Heyman and they drinking Kool-Aid and all this extra shit. Okay. Now what do you have to say? And Ego's Army, my shooter, we tried telling y'all. We tried telling y'all what HBO, you got to do something, baby. There were clear-cut indications that HBO was starting to, boxing was becoming, they were like losing the boxing war. For example, when Showtime back-to-back years dropped back-to-back calendars of massive fights like, oh, Broner Figueroa and Jermell Charlo Trout and Luis Ortiz versus Wild. They announced these huge announcements. Broner versus Garcia last year and all these fights, right? Badu Jack versus Adonis Stevenson. They just dropped all these calendars for portions of the calendar year. Showtime dropped it. HBO didn't respond. Not a good sign. Listen, excuse me. One of the good things about competition is this. See, I don't give a fuck. When it comes to this YouTube shit, I have no competition. Straight up. There might be channels that have more subs than me, but they don't do what I do. You know, they can't do what I do. Right? I go to the fights and get love. People take pictures with me. We get super chats. So I'm in a class by myself. Like, I just do me and then keep it pushing. And I don't look at like channels as competition. Like, I just do what I can do and try to give you guys steady, constant flow of news and information, insight, and then, you know, we just put it out there and keep it pushing. But HBO, it was a bad sign when they did them budget cuts, and then they put fights like Terrence Crawford, Postal on pay-per-view, Warwick Kovalev pay-per-view. Like, those could have been really good fights, especially on their regular network. They would have did real good numbers, right? But they didn't do that. They start gouging the customer, Warwick Kovalev, maybe that goes on pay-per-view to pay the salaries and shit, but Crawford versus Postal, not a bad fight at the time. But Postal is not big enough of a draw to expect Crawford's name to be able to carry that whole card. I went to that fight, covered that fight as medium, and it just wasn't big enough to be considered a pay-per-view. Canelo, Liam Smith, really? That's a pay-per-view? Canelo, Amir Khan with a weak undercard, that's really a pay-per-view to you? Really? And they tried to so that was a bad sign. Showtime's giving us fight for the low. They're giving us Wilder Ortiz with a better undercard. Jamal Charlo versus Hugo Centeno was supposed to be on that, but Centeno got injured, But they put Wilder versus Luis King Kong Ortiz on their regular network. And then Amir Khan Canelo is a pay-per-view, and people didn't even give Canelo a shot. Those are early signs. I noticed that, and I seen that, and I told you that on the channel. They said I was dumb and a PBC fanboy, and you just like Showtime and all that. Okay. Then time went on. Showtime kept announcing these monster calendars. Oh, Keith Thurman's return and Jesse Vargas Broner and blah, 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 right? HBO never responded. They didn't respond with like, okay, they want to come out with 8 fights. Here are our 8 fights, And then they were competing like literally this year. Wilder versus Luis Ortiz, HBO had a card telecast that same night with Sergey Kovalev versus Igor Mikhelkin with main events in HBO. There's no way a fight like that can compete in New York. They were both in New York. You can't compete with the Wilder Ortiz fight with Sergey Kovalev versus a motherfucker we don't even know. Kovalev Bivol maybe, but they put Bivol on the undercard versus Sullivan Barrera. HBO start advertise. You have to pull out the big guns. Kovalev versus Bivol, make it happen. That might have been able. I don't even know if that would have competed because Bivol's still not. He's a very good fighter, but he's not a big name. But it had a better chance of competing with Wilder Ortiz from the fans' perspective than Kovalev versus. I literally cover boxing. I didn't know who Igor Mikhelkin is. I thought they said Macaulay Culkin. I'm not even lying. They're like, oh, Kovalev versus Mikhelkin. I was like, oh shit, he's fighting Macaulay? Kevin McAllister? Like, I didn't know. I didn't know who he was. So these are all warning signs. I'm like, damn, Kovalev's fighting nigga from Home Alone. Like, damn, this is crazy. He gonna set up all types of traps and toys, and Kovalev's gonna put his hand on the doorknob, and it's gonna be scalding hot and leave a mark. And he's gonna open the door finally, kick it in, and the flamethrower is gonna get Kovalev and burn his shit. I'm up here, your horse's ass. Come and get me. And then they're gonna eat cheese pizza afterwards. Buzz, your girlfriend. Woof. That can't. HBO is tripping. You can't. I'm giving you to the count of 10 to get your no good, rotten, filthy keister off my property. 1, 2, 10. Keep the change, you filthy animal. Like, Igor Mikhelkin, really, bro? Really? Really, HBO? Remember that meme with that black girl, and she's like, that's what when they said Kovalev versus Igor, I'm like that black chick. What is that? And then you're doing it on a competing night with Wilder Ortiz, okay, and the UFC card happened that night. I don't remember off the top, but I think it was a pretty big UFC fight. I don't remember which one it was. Keep the change, you filthy animal. Then you pissed Bob Arum off. He left. Just bad decision after bad decision. I don't know who's in charge at HBO right now, but they made poor decision after poor decision. Once again, real boxing fans, would you care more about Jim Lampley's The Fight Game or Canelo Triple G doing a fucking face-off. Triple G keeps saying that he's seen needle marks and Canelo's a drug addict and on peds. Let me watch him with that dark-ass room with a table and 2 seats and Max Kellerman, and I want to see what Canelo does if he says that in Canelo's face. Once again, men care why I have glasses, but I'm spitting facts. I'm spitting facts. They care what I'm wearing. You guys figure that out. Anyway, I want to see how Canelo would react to that. HBO literally did a face-off with Max Kellerman for Canelo versus Amir Khan. Because I remember Virgil Hunter was right there. And he was like, now I heard that Canelo, he tend to rehydrate to 185 plus pounds. I wish I was a fly on the wall and I can see how he's doing. You know, I remember, why on earth would you do for that level fight that nobody really cared about? You do a Max Kellerman face-off with Canelo and Amir Khan, but then the biggest fight, one of the biggest fights in boxing, and definitely the biggest fight on your network, not on your regular network, but pay-per-view this year, you don't do a face-off for that. How is that doing right by boxing fan? Y'all know that's how Virgil be doing it. He be smooth. Remember when him and Keith Thurman got in the beef? He like, now I heard Keith Thurman saying that he would do something to me. Listen, I'll tell Keith I'll grab him by the ponytail and see Andre Ward on his line could be in can. That's how Virgil would say it. And you know, you come to boxing, ego and Cova Lamb like to drinking, and we got shooters. Why would you do Canelo versus Amir Khan, Max Kellerman face-off, but you won't do one for Canelo Triple G? And they got all this tension and all this shit to talk. You know, put Abel at the table with Canelo. That's what I want to see. I want to see Abel call him a runner and say, I want to see, yeah, Abel's Mexican-American, Canelo's Mexican. So I want to see the Mexican-American Abel tell the Mexican from Guadalajara, Canelo, that he ain't Mexican or he ain't Mexican style or whatever. I want to show me that at the table. That would hype me up. That would hype the fight up because I don't know how Canelo would react to that. You know, I don't want to see headlines of Abel saying it. I want to see Abel call him a non-Mexican to the Mexican's face. But HBO didn't do that. But they did one for Amir Khan. Like, come on, man. Like, what? How, like, where's the logic in that? If y'all remember, Ward Kovalev, they were allegedly supposed to record a face-off, but then there was some type of issue with the scheduling. And then Kovalev was like, I'm in Vegas. And Ward was like, no, they said they weren't coming. You got to get them to get, you know, I would, even if there was that situation, that would have been a good face-off. That would have been, in my opinion, because I know Dre, Andre Ward is no punk. You know, he doesn't come from an area. This Bay Area shit is real. You know, Hayward, Oakland is real out here. Right? The thing is, that would have been, I think, probably an epic face-off because Kovalev speaks English. He's mean, nasty. And I want to see how he was talking in the rematch. It like, Andre, I feel like I beat him. And I want to hear him say that to Andre Ward and hear Andre Ward's response. That could have been a classic face-off. Guess what? They didn't do one. And then HBO didn't go above and beyond to make it right. Okay, there's a issue, miscommunication with the dates. You could still get the, you know, before they start camp, get these guys. Fly Andre Ward. He's in Oakland. Fly him out to Vegas real quick. Take 5 hours out of his day, out of both of their days. But they didn't do it. So they dropped the ball a lot. Who believes that Ward Kovalev, if they did a face-off for the rematch especially, wouldn't have been classic? You know, because the best, for me, the best face-offs were like the ones where the guys really didn't like each other. You know, like when Bernard Hopkins and Jean Pascal, I think he was accusing him of being on steroids or some shit. Sergio Martinez and what's his name? Chavez Jr. Antonio Margarito and Cotto. Cotto had an iPad showing the cheating raps and shit. These are classic face-offs. So I think Canelo, Triple G, based on their disdain for each other, Ward Kovalev, based on what happened in the first fight, these all could have been classic. HBO dropped the ball by not doing face-offs with them. How can you expect to... And then, like, you let Sky Sports or whoever does the the gloves are off series, they do more face-offs than... They stole face-off concept from face-off, and now they do more of those the gloves are off than the person they copied. Where they do that at? Listen to what I just said. Sky Sports ripped off the whole face-off concept. You know, Johnny Nelson being at a table just like Max Kellerman, 2 tables and they're facing each other, and they took the whole concept. Now Sky Sports puts out more gloves are off than HBO, and they stole the whole concept from HBO. This is not a package deal like it's just HBO, like, you know, like it's a template and everyone's doing. HBO was the first one to come out with that face-off shit. But now you let the gloves are off or whatever. They just did one for Dillian White and what's her name? Joseph Parker and shit. You let them do more. They stole your idea, your whole concept, and they do more than you do in that arena. Crazy. See, real fans remember. He said, "Yeah, that Cotto face-off was tense." I know, cause I watched it. Watch Sergio Martinez versus Chavez Jr. They didn't like each other. He thought Chavez was a spoiled brat, and he said he was gonna punish him. And I mean, even the Sergio Martinez Cotto one was dope. Sergio Martinez roasted Cotto. He said you the A side, but every time you stepped up to Mayweather and Pacquiao, you got your ass beat. And then Cotto looked hella mad. So what are we talking? You know, HBO, they didn't make smart moves. The bottom line is you have to, in business, you have to stay competitive. If you don't, listen, I'm about to terminate this stream. We've been stuck at 115 likes. I just checked it. I've been talking for like 20 more minutes and the likes have not changed at all. Listen, part of this whole live streaming presentation is the engagement. The likes literally have not moved at all for like 10, 15 minutes. We can't have that, people. We have 230 people in here and the likes just stay. I know you guys want to leave comments, but the only way I could bring these live streams to you, because I could just do a gang of videos right now and be cool and meet and hit all my numbers. Y'all gotta get that engagement up. Unless this is like a glitch or something. But this shit is stuck. The likes have just literally stayed. I just checked. I didn't even say nothing. I just checked. But the engagement, that's a factor for YouTube. And it takes 2 seconds to hit the like button. Now 2 people hit the dislike button because I said that. That's funny. Well, like I said, tell me when the hate catches up to the love we get over here. Yeah, we got to get the likes up, people. And the other thing, I'm doing little studies. I'm trying to figure out this YouTube algorithm, because it be tripping. Sometimes I start a live stream and within 30 seconds, people are already filling in. And then sometimes I'm on for 5-7 minutes and it's like super slow to get it. Like people aren't getting notifications. So I'm trying to figure this shit out. See what they're looking for, you know. And the more I do, the more like case studies I do, the more information I have to see what the fuck is going on. But anyway, in my opinion, I just think HBO, they made bad decisions, business decisions. They didn't really look after the boxing community for quite some time. You know, they put us on the back burner, gouged us for fights recently that shouldn't have been pay-per-view, got rid of face-offs for important fights, Kovalev Ward 2, Canelo versus Triple G 1 and 2. I know they did film one, but then Canelo failed a drug test, so it never aired. But oh well, film it again, you know. And then instead they did weird shit like Up in the Lights or some shit where Canelo and Triple G were watching TV with Roy Jones and Hopkins or some shit. I don't care about that. What is that? I don't want to watch them on a couch watching TV. What is that? I'd rather hear a Face Off, and I want to hear that, that greasy talk. I could really care less about them watching TiVo together, DVR and shit. Yeah, smash the like button, people. And then now just listen to that quote from De La Hoya. That speaks volumes. He's on the hill. His fight's in 2 days. And De La Hoya says, and I quote, to Los Angeles Times, shout out to them, quote, "It makes me wonder if HBO even wants to be in boxing," De La Hoya told the Los Angeles Times on Wednesday. He's doing a fight with HBO. And days before the fight, he's saying, I'm curious if HBO even wants to be here anymore. Once again, what have I just told you? I just did a video before this article came out. I did a video talking about how Showtime is crushing HBO. HBO, their numbers for Superfly were flopped. People, they disliked it and, oh, you're lying. But that's the great thing with new media. I don't really care what people say because when it's said and done, we're going to see who's right and we're going to see who's wrong. I just did a video about this. Literally. Look, we just did a video about this. It said Superfly 3 flops. I hope I can find this comment for y'all. You know what? Hold on. Ronald Finkley, $2 super chat. Thank you very much. We don't like smacking trolls, but it's fun. Oh, yeah, you already know. Look. Hold on, I'm gonna pull this up to you. See, this is the thing when I'm telling you about the power of new media. The power of new media is unbelievable. So this is the video I just did. Talking about the HBO numbers and Superfly. And I wanted to, there's this, I remember I seen a weird comment. It was funny to me. Oh man, I can't find it. This I'm telling you, this is the power of new media. You lucky I didn't have the comments saved. They always doubt and say, "Oh, you're lying and you're full of shit and all this stuff." And then what? Look, here it is. I knew I would find it. Look at this dude. Got him. Look, this is the power of new media. Denzel says, he says, because I compared Superfly 3 on HBO to Showtime's concurrent card of Danny Garcia and Sean Porter, which did better numbers. This is his response to that video. This is the power of new media, people. What a ridiculous comparison. He said, let's compare the numbers after Canelo versus Triple G, which is on HBO, and you'll see it way higher than Danny Garcia, Sean Porter's 600,000, which was actually closer to 700,000. He said, and it's a pay-per-view. The card, he said, the Superfly card was full of fighters who are not as popular or in a popular division like welter or middleweight. HBO will blow those shitty Showtime numbers. HBO for life. So in his mind, he believes me comparing a HBO card main event to the Showtime main event that happened on the same night is a ridiculous comparison. Yet he told me to compare Danny Garcia, Sean Porter numbers to an HBO pay-per-view on a totally different day. And that makes sense to him. So I responded to him. I said, so you think it's a ridiculous comparison to compare dual telecasts on the same night on the network's regular premium programming, but then you suggest that we compare Danny Garcia, Sean Porter to Canelo Triple G rematch to a controversial first fight on a completely different weekend on pay-per-view, and that's not a ridiculous comparison? LOL, you are a fucking idiot. Once again, this is what happens when we're talking about this new media stuff. They could say whatever they want, but the truth always comes out. He's saying HBO for life, you're full of shit, and let's compare Canelo Triple G to. Yet you have Canelo's promoter who says Canelo's contract with HBO is done after Saturday, right? And I'm questioning if HBO even wants to be here anymore in the boxing business. Yet and still, you still got YouTube channels and people running around with this notion that PBC is the cancer, Showtime's the cancer, PBC puts on the worst fights. Good luck with that, because real boxing heads, they're not going to just fall for it. Like, it's funny. I promise you, these channels, there's no way these channels will be able to coexist with channels like mine, because I'm putting out a completely different message, this new media, Ego Valley, Ego's Army message, that's totally different. I'm showing you the facts. You're not going to be able to dispute it, and there's other people who are picking up on what's going on in boxing. If you have people who are right now saying Showtime is the problem with boxing, but then somehow praising HBO boxing right now, I guarantee you those channels will not be around. If you're still trying to find a way to blame Al Heyman and say boxing is in a bad place because of him, yet HBO, you think they're doing boxing a great service and putting on the best fights, I promise you those channels won't be around. I'll make it my business that those channels, even if they stay around, they will have no credibility when it's over. When the smoke clears and the dust settles, they will have no credibility. Mark my words. Because that's a ridiculous statement. Showtime has put on far superior quality and quantity to HBO in recent memory. Yet and still, that's what I'm saying. Some people, and I love it. If you're so prideful that you're going to let your pride influence how you act and you're going to just go down with the ship, then fine. But you will go down with the ship. Look, Robert Tompkins says, shut the fuck up. Block him. Listen, I'm not playing these games. You shut the fuck up. We run the chessboard now. Block Robert Tompkins. They have nothing to say. So all they do is say, shut the fuck up. Ego, you're full of shit. They have no rebuttal. That's how you know they're dying off. So you know they're dying off. Because they have no intelligent argument to say. And the world sees it. I don't care about name calling, all that. Prove me wrong. And Golovkin's contract is over too after this fight. So HBO brought this on themselves for real. Never answer Showtime's monster schedule drops. Primitive way of thinking when it comes to like force feeding the fans, action style, and like Eastern Europeans only, not celebrating the American talents. Putting all their eggs in the basket of fighters who ultimately are good but didn't have the skill and defense and overall fighting skill that would put them in a position where they're still winning. Listen, new media shit. Notice the people that I've really told y'all about. Real talk. From day one, look at some of the people that I told y'all to check for. Right? People, oh, you're biased. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. Listen to the channel, and if you're a longtime subscriber or follower, listen to some of the people I told y'all to check for. Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, Wilder, Mikey Garcia. You know, I've also showed you, I said I like Gary Russell Jr. And there's been a slew of other people. Andre Ward. I told you guys, I'm like, these are really good fighters, right? Majority of everyone I still named has skills still, and they still have very good careers. Terrence Crawford, undisputed, moved up in weight, first fight, no tune-up, destroyed a guy that beat Pacquiao. Easily. I was there. Errol Spence, sold out crowd in Texas, showed that Texas is willing to come out to support their fellow Texan. One of the biggest stars on PBC, action style, but also fundamentally sound. Loads of big fights that are available to him, right? Making the noise. Wilder, he smoked out Joshua. His stock is rising, about to fight Fury in the biggest heavyweight fight this year and since Joshua Klitschko. Listen, they say I'm biased, but the people that I told y'all to check for are still around, still doing well for themselves. Mikey Garcia, same thing. I've been a Mikey fan. I've been telling you about Mikey. The video is still up. I picked Mikey Garcia to beat Orlando Salido before the fight happened. And a lot of y'all motherfuckers didn't even know who Mikey was at that time. Y'all like, oh, Salido, he's a veteran. He fought Marquez. And Mikey's still doing well for himself. Listen to who they promoted. Who they told you was the best ever in all this. Triple G, Lomachenko, Chocolatito, Shabransky, Kovalev. Right? And you do the math. Chocolatito fighting on somebody's undercard and got knocked out in his last fight. And his country is at war, and a lot of the citizens from Nicaragua aren't feeling him right now because of a political climate. What are we talking about? But they say I'm biased. So listen, I'll be that. I'll be biased, ego, or all that bullshit, because once again, what we say keeps happening. How many times am I gonna be biased when the shit just keeps happening? It's like, I pray every day, man. Like, and I thank God. I don't know why he's blessed me or this channel, but it's like some of this stuff couldn't happen any clearer or any more. I'm like, damn, this is stuff I've been saying, and I'm like, it just keeps working in our favor. And I'm just like, why me? Why me? Like, it's literally like, I feel like Parker Lewis. I can't lose. Like, it's like we just keep, I guess, just from being honest, and being logical, having a rational mind. I don't know, but just look at all these topics. Joshua Wilder. Look at what I said then, what I'm saying now. Look what I've been saying about HBO. They need to do something. They got to get back on the ball. They should do a face-off. They need to do this. Wear the 24/7, And now look at the day before, a couple of days before the fight, De La Hoya is talking about Canelo's contract's up, and we might shop him. We got to do what's in the best interest of my fighter. That doesn't sound good. That sounds like he might pull the plug on the relationship. De La Hoya, I'm for all his faults and stuff, I'm pretty sure he's not dumb, and he's gonna look and see what, like, ESPN, what's the best look for Canelo, because HBO is just like, they're not doing nothing. They're not doing nothing to compete. That's crazy. And you know what the funny thing is? I told y'all got to pick y'all sides better, because what's happening, I swear to you, I don't really just watch videos, but I know, I get an overflow of it. What Al Heyman's doing to his competition, that's what I'm doing to my competition when it comes to YouTube. My channel, we're growing, we're thriving, we're seeing new results, we're seeing super chats. I'm trying to get to as many fights as possible. I'm networking and meeting. You know what I mean? There's growth there. These other channels that just were saying the exact opposite, they're not doing that. You know, they're not. Are they even doing boxing anymore? Like, are they even cover? They were allegedly trying to really push for this and cover boxing, and now they're getting, you know, whatever, jobs or getting disinterested with boxing, or make videos anymore. I don't know. You guys let me know. But I've been consistently doing this for years. Not everyone can do that at a high level. You know, when people leave and come back, I never left. Never left this game. New fucking media. These other dudes. And this is how you know when people have lost the battle. When what they initially told you they wanted, now all of a sudden they don't want anymore. That's how you know they lost. You know, guys would be like, they were pushing and trying to be YouTube boxing reporters, but the thing is they didn't know shit about boxing. They were constantly going against the grain, constantly on some casual man fan shit and speaking that bullshit. And now when it's not panning out, they're not making no money because they told people and peddled all this bullshit, and it's now coming to a head where people see that everything they said and everything they stood for was propaganda and bullshit and an agenda. Now all of a sudden they'll try to back off the blocks and act like, you know, oh, there's other elements to life. You know, I don't really care. Boxing's boring now. Like, boxing ain't boring now. It's boring now to you because you're not thriving. You're not making no money in here. You can't, you know, is your channel's not growing. That's how you know. You know, if this was chess, we would have been yelling checkmate 3 motherfucking years ago because we been beat these bitches. That's how you know. You know, people got to act like boxing is in a horrible place. Boxing's not a horrible place. Listen, I don't put all my business on. I made more money this year than I ever have in boxing. So, you know, let them tell it. They'll say, oh, boxing's in a terrible spot. I don't, boxing's not the same. It's not the same for you because you own media and you dying out. Remember when Denzel in Training Day, he was like, yeah, breathe. That's what's happening. You just got hit with a double barrel shotty to the chest, and now it's hard for you to breathe because you've been saying bullshit time and time again. And I'm like, Alonzo, yeah, okay. Yeah, Jake, breathe. That's what your channel got to breathe. You know, people, boxing fans is savage. I be at the fight. They savage. They know who's doing right by them. They know who's the front runners and who's consistent, you know, and they know who's consistently wrong. That some of these dudes, that's what they've been consistent at, being wrong. On this side, the new media side, we haven't been consistent with being wrong. Every time we speak, it's not about, oh, everything we said was wrong. Listen, I told you, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, I said, I'm not making a pick. I said, man, this is a 50-50 fight. It depends on the game plan. Whoever has the better game plan and better adjustments. Guess what? The fight, even though I didn't make a prediction, that non-prediction was almost what would happen. You know, some people think Danny Garcia won. He thinks he won. It was that type of fight where you have to look at what you like and stuff. But these dudes, they get fight predictions wrong. They say HBO's killing Showtime and these other guys are PBC dick riders and dummy graphics and all. Look at them. Look at them. Look at their channel. Tell me their channel. Tell me their channels is growing bigger than other people who weren't on that bullshit. That's it. That's all I got to say about that. So at the end of the day, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. If you see channels that all of a sudden give up and their numbers are stagnant, they're not, you know, they've been in the same subscriber count. Listen, I don't stay in the same subscriber count. Write down my number. Write down the number of subscribers I have today, and then check on it in 3 weeks and tell me it's at anything around the same number. We're consistently growing. I look at my analytics. These other dudes, some of them have been in the same echelon of subscribers for God knows how long. It's because the knowledge is lacking. They weren't keeping it a buck, and the boxing fans know that. So that's what happens. You see people, they make diss videos about me, all types of stuff. Oh, ego, he ain't this. Oh, he sucked. 99% of them are people I blocked or my shooters blocked. So now they like scorned and going to this safe haven to talk shit about me. But again, why are they all ganged up on these other channels, these safe haven channels, talking about me, but the channel that you talking about, you're not actually helping them grow. Well, excuse me, why don't you help their numbers? Why don't you give them super chats? Why don't, to this day, I don't know if my super chat record has been broken. I don't know. I don't watch everybody on here, but we got a $500 super chat off of one super chat. We've got several hundreds and 250s and different stuff like that. Why, if all of what old media is saying is what you believe and to be the case, then why are they not getting the same type of help? And I told you, like, people like HBO, they weren't praising American fight. We're in America, right? We're in America, and they won't praise American fucking fighters, especially the black fighters. I told you this. And now look at all them channels. Now look at these networks that weren't. Because at the end of the day, skill is skill, and that's gonna always outlast anything. You can hype anybody up. Like, let's say I'm a producer and I have a rapper and I'm like, man, this dude is nice. This dude, he'll battle anybody. His name is Lil Prescription. At the end of the day, someone's gonna pull his card. If he's not really as nice and I'm just boosting him up and hyping him up, we're gonna get into a cipher or something, and he's gonna get like, okay, Lil Prescription, battle Cassidy, and he's gonna get ate up. Battle Averb, and he gonna get ate up because he's not what I told you he was. So at the end of the day, I can do whatever and hype this person up and tell you they're this and that. Oh, this person. Then he gonna get in there and then doing a rap session with Kendrick and then get his shoes laced, and he can't keep up. He can't keep up with J. Cole. So no matter how much I built him up and said Lil Prescription was it, and this dude was the nicest, he is going to be shown over time that he, either sink or swim. Either he's going to be talented enough to coexist with real lyricists and he'd be the rapper that I'm building him up to be. That's the same thing with these fighters. You can't do that. You can't just build them up and then someone's going to try to pull their card and be like, okay, spit for us. Battle Cassidy. And then Lil Prescription gonna get his ass tore up. Pause. And then, what then? What now? So, old media, good luck. Oh my gosh. So we just enjoying the sport, trying to grow. Trying to give you guys the best of the best. That's it. But these dudes can't keep up with this pace. We putting a nasty pace on them. Like I said, they say Al Heyman is horrible. Al Heyman, they said he's about to do another TV deal or some shit that we don't even know about is going to get announced. Shout out to Timothy Smith. He's the one that said it on a podcast interview. So I'm anxious to hear what that is about. You can't just come and boxing. I told you, it's a small niche community. You can't just come in boxing saying the bullshit no more. People ain't having it. We know what's happening. There's enough outlets now reporting what's really going on to the point where the lunatics who are just trying to be different, they look crazy by even saying, like, oh, PBC, they suck and they're really not putting on good fights. They always cheat. And what are you talking about? You know what I mean? What on earth are you talking about? Shout out to Alaska, man. We got fans in Alaska. Juno. Slow it down. I just dissed you. I said we got fans in Alaska. Juno. The capital of Alaska. Juno. Bars. Oh my God. I said we got fans in Alaska. Juno. Get it? Juno. Oh my God. See, my mind works crazy. We got bars all day. And we just having fun with that. Yeah. Damn, he said it's 11:10 at night. So it's a vampire stream for you. Shout Shout out to Cordero. He said, "Hola, Ego. What's poppin', man?" So Canelo's contract's up. I don't know what he's gonna do after this, but we gonna find out real soon. Shout out to Ireland. Shout out to L Dog for subscribing. Anchorage, I see you. We gonna have a blackout like they do in Alaska, where it goes black for a couple months. That's what we do. New media. Anthony Joshua is still saying crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Anthony Joshua talking about April 13th is open. Man, I'm curious how he's going to do versus Povetkin. I swear to you. That fight is more interesting now just because he's dealing with a lot of pressure. He ain't cutting his hair. He's like, no, I'm going to grow it out. It's mad. That motherfucker ain't getting no lineup or taper. Shout out to Jesse Rincon, $2 super chat. Keep working, Ego. Got to go back to the night shift. Enjoy your shift. Have a good shift, a productive shift. I appreciate you for the super chat and participating. Shout out to Ron Finkley. He said it's 311, but he a vampire, so he don't care. 211 on the best coast. On the east coast to the west coast. Let's get it. You just got to make stuff make sense in boxing. I think that's what it boils down to. We about to turn up on these boys. I promise you. Ego, what do you think the future holds for Danny Garcia? See, I look at Danny Garcia's law. He didn't get his ass beat. Like, you know, it's not like Matisse or something where he quit twice and shit. So, Danny Garcia still has a future. You know what I mean? He never even been knocked down, I don't think. So, it's not like he has to work on some things probably, but it's not like, you know when someone's done for. Like Sergio Martinez, when he lost to Cotto, he couldn't even stand up. L Dog 2, Yo Ego used to be a big donator on the stream and I got banned on my main account for some reason. I didn't do it. I remember you from New Zealand, right? I remember. Sometimes my shooters be tripping. Send me a YouTube instant message or some shit. Hey shooters, y'all gotta chill on banning people so easily. Like, I might have to do like a troll school. You know, certain trolls need to be out of here, but certain people you don't have to be as aggressive with the, you know, because if it keeps continuing, because there's been a lot of casualties that didn't really need to be casualties. Like L Dog, I could vouch for him. He's from New Zealand. He's always was super chatting and leaving cool comments, and I don't know how he got blocked some kind of way. So, you know, I might have to just strip everyone's privilege and then start back from scratch, unless you guys can figure it out. I don't know. You know, I want to trust all the shooters that we've appointed to this point, but y'all got to ease up with the shooting. Some people don't need to get clapped. You know, some people are like being sarcastic or making a joke, and then they get blocked some kind of way. You know, you guys have to be aware of what's going on in the conversation. They'll be like I'll make a point like, oh, old media did this, and then they'll be like saying something that old media would say, and then y'all take it from the perspective of they're making the comment, and then y'all block them when they're really, I don't know. We just got to get better. You know, that trigger happy stuff it's like bad. Can you DM on YouTube? Yeah, they got an option. I don't really know how to. Hey, Ronald Finkley, why did you block the dude? Because he said they trigger happy. This is what I'm talking about. Why did he get blocked for saying they trigger happy? This is what I'm talking about. But why did he get put in timeout for that, though? I don't get it. Y'all proving his point. You know, he's like, y'all trigger happy. Pow! What? That kind of proved what he was saying. Y'all got to fall back with them. I mean, he only got put in timeout so he could come back, but I don't even see why that would be a timeout. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, if y'all can't, put it this way, if y'all can't get it together and make the executive decisions on who needs to be here for real, and not, then I'll just have to start from scratch. I don't know. I don't know what else to do, but it's not this. The whole channel is not about like Donald Trump as abusing the power type of shit. You're fired. Like, that's not what we're trying to do here. Anyway, I'll leave it to y'all. That's my message. Yeah, I wouldn't have blocked him for that though, Ronald. I wouldn't have blocked him off that. Yeah, I mean, even timeout block. Y'all gotta, y'all gotta just bite your tongue with certain things. Certain things aren't worth, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not little kids. You know, you're in timeout for 5 minutes just because he spoke an opinion. See, because this is what they say we do, you know, and I don't want to ever get to a point where they're right. You know what I mean? Where, they're just block people if you don't agree. It's not about that. It's deeper than that. So, like I said, I said my piece. If it continues to the point where it's anarchy, then we'll have to take it from there. You like The Contender? I only watched the first episode. That'd be cool if it was on a regular network. You know what I mean? Like Fox or some show. Nothing like watching Boxingego on your lunch break overnight. Salute. That's why I do the vampire streams for different countries and, you know, people who have late night shifts and shit that can't watch in the daytime because they're asleep. Plus, I'm a what's it? Nocturnal. The vampire stream. Shout out to David for subscribing. Yeah, man, AJ, he ain't getting his hair cut or nothing. That's crazy. And he talking about, like, it's up to, the thing is, right? It's up to, do they want to fight me? What are you talking about? And then he's admitting that Wilder Fury is a good fight. He said it's a good fight.
And I've got to kind of nullify anything that he's trying to do to kind of get the victory.
Do you agree with that assessment that he could be your most dangerous opponent so far?
Yeah. Olympic gold medalist, world title challenger. I think so, and then they'll become the number one. That's how the game goes. So
Listen.
Number one fighter, then
What's your the winner of that is it?
wish him well, and I'll see them both in the future.
Listen.
Boxing needs.
Going on, what's your thoughts on that?
Good luck to him. It's a good.
The Fury Wilder going on, what's your thoughts on that?
Good luck to him. It's a good fight. It's a fight that the division needs. Boxing needs. So I really wish him well, and I'll see them both in the future.
Talk coming out from them that the winner of that is the number one fighter in the world. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, good luck, you know. Number one fighter, then the number 2 or 3 will fight one of them, so and then they'll become the number one. That's how the game goes. So it's an evolution, it's always evolving. But yeah, they want to claim that, so be it. Good luck to them.
In terms of your future with Wilder and Fury and April 3rd.
He said, the question was, Wilder Fury winners claiming that the winner of that fight will be the number one heavyweight in the world. What do you think about that? And he says, yeah, if they want to claim that, that's cool. He said, and then the number 2 or 3 guy will fight them, and if they win, they'll become number one. So good luck with that. Who says that? Like, honestly. Who says that? Like, why would you? I would never. I can't concede like that. Shout out to L Dog 2 New Zealand on his second account, $20 super chat. Ego, can you give us a little breakdown of the big fight this week? In my opinion, is that the fight is like Ward Kovalev 2 and Triple G is Kovalev. Damn. All right. Yeah, you're a paying customer, so I'll switch the subject and talk about that. I'm picking Canelo. I agree. I don't think it's out of the question for Canelo to stop Triple G. I don't. Triple G looked a little bit sucked up too. A little bit weight drain. Canelo's fresher. He's coming in light. I think he's going to have sharper, quicker counters, faster hands. He has to obviously weather an early storm because look at it like this, man. Hey, L-Dog, send me your first page and I'll get that adjusted for you because I know you good for it. But listen, to answer your question, the people who are picking Triple G, what is he going to do differently than he did in the first fight? Please tell me that. Yo, we got another super chat, yo. That's all I want to know. Like, what is Triple G gonna do differently? Let's talk about it. Let's break it down real quick. What is Triple G gonna do differently than he did in the first fight? He fought a good fight, you know. What is he gonna do different? Can any of y'all hear me? That's a horrific answer. Have fair judges. Listen, that is like one of the silliest comments. He has fair judges. You do realize the only discrepancy is how wide Adelaide Bird had it. Adelaide Bird could have scored at 115, 113 for Canelo, and it wouldn't have been out of the question. So what are you talking about? Fair judges, that's stupid. That's an automatic L because that's not what lost him the fight. He got a draw. It didn't matter. Listen, you guys understand boxing, right? So if Adelaide Bird put 115, 113, that is a reasonable scorecard. If she had 115, 113 for Canelo. The only reason people were upset was because she said Canelo won 10 rounds, which is ridiculous because neither Canelo or Triple G won 10 rounds. But you do understand if she selected that Triple G lost, but she had him losing or Canelo winning closer, that it still would have been the same outcome. The outcome would have been exactly the same. If she said, oh, I had Canelo winning 115, 113, it would have been the same outcome. Once again, the judges has nothing to do because fighters can't be concerned with what the fuck judges are doing. What is Triple G and his skill set going to do different than he did in the first fight? See how people don't know shit about boxing, right? I said, what is Triple G gonna do? He can't control no fucking judges. He can't. You talking about, have fair judge? He can't control what the judges do. He can only control what he shows the judges. So once again, what is Triple G like? He went into the gym, he went into camp, and he worked on this. What is he gonna work on that will make this his fight? The judges has nothing to do with it because he can't control that. Name something he can control that he's going to do. Like he's going to get on top of this. He's going to change this. He improved his defense in camp. That's what I'm asking you guys. You guys talking about judges and Adelaide Bird dumb shit. What is Triple G himself going to do? Like, tell me the game plan. Everyone, oh, Triple G knockout. You guys, you listen to what HBO tells you and all that. What is Triple G going to do different? Triple G can attempt to cut off the ring and walk Canelo down. Okay, so you don't think Canelo's going to expect for Triple G to try to do that? Why didn't he do it the first fight? He was a master at cutting off the ring in the first fight. So what is he going to do differently in the second fight? So you mean to tell me Canelo, he couldn't cut off the ring in the Canelo in the first fight, but now all of a sudden he's going to be the Triple G that cut off the ring on Martin Murray or Willie Monroe now? Really? He has to go to the body? Yeah, that would be nice, but why didn't he go to the body in the first fight? He landed 8 body shots. Why? some of y'all don't know shit about boxing. CBG boy just said, and bring back the jab from the Lemieux fight. He had an excellent jab versus Canelo, and he still ended up in a draw. What are you talking about? Bring back the jab from the Lemieux fight. In fact, the only thing he wasn't landing combinations. He was just landing jabs. So what are you talking about? Bring the Lemieux jab back. That's all he did in the first fight was jab. So what does that bring? Some of y'all really don't watch boxing, or you don't know what you're looking at. You talking about bring the Lemieux jab back. That's the punch that he was landing versus Canelo. So what Lemieux jab? That's all he was landing. He wasn't landing uppercuts and vicious hooks and shit like that. He was landing a jab mostly. Straight shots. Eastern European style straight punches. So we bring the Lemieux jab back. He already had a very good jab in the first fight. So I'm not really hearing nothing. I'm not really hearing much of a game plan. So one person said judges, which he can't control either way. Someone said bring back the Lemieux jab, which he already had a very good jab. And if you had him winning, that's what you had him winning off of. Having a good jab, because that was what he was predominantly landing. What's the game plan? Y'all not telling me. Y'all not really breaking nothing down. Someone said go to the body, but my question is this. Why didn't he go to the body in the first fight? He showed a prowess and the ability to go to the body versus Matthew Macklin. So why didn't he go to the body when Canelo was on the ropes like this? Why didn't he go to the body? Why did he land 8 body shots? So you mean to tell me that he's going to have this ginger snap body shot punch out of nowhere? You know? He landed 8 body shots, but now all of a sudden he's going to be a master. He's Earl Spence. He's going to be Mike McCallum to the body. To me, it's possible, but like I said, based on what? Because he wasn't effective to the body in the first fight. So there has to be a reason. He feared the counter or whatever. I don't know, you know? But he didn't do a good job of body attack. So to me, I just feel like Canelo definitely has more things he can tweak that he could have done differently to make his night easier. Instead of moving so much, plant your feet and stand your ground a little bit more, mixed in with the movement. See, that's what Floyd would do. That's what Floyd did to Canelo. He stayed in pocket and traded, but then he knew when to move. So if Canelo does a bit more of that, mixes it up better, and doesn't gas out, then it's really his fight to win, to me. You know? And see, the other thing is, it does remind me of Ward Kovalev. Another thing, I was at both Ward Kovalev fights, live, media, right? Check this out. Kovalev talked all that shit about what he was going to do, and he's going to in Andre Ward boxing career in front of everybody, right? Ding, 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 round 1 start. I thought he was going to run at Wilder. I mean, whatever his name is, Ward. I thought he was going to run and try to destroy him. This man came out boxing. It's different when you up in there. It's different when you up in there. Kovalev talked all that. He was doing a million memes and shit. Came out like he always comes out, as a boxer. So, to me, in my honest opinion, Triple G has a size advantage. He's strong. The thing he can do better is win more rounds early and be more aggressive. But in doing that, especially early, when you don't, if you just come out like a fucking tornado, you know, Tasmanian devil, you're also leaving yourself more open. So he's going to have to, for Triple G to win, he's going to have to come out so explosive that he sets an early tone and or hurts Canelo so bad that he gets a stoppage. You know, he's going to have to do something early that kind of sets the tone, where it's just like, oh, like, you know, where he's just like, oh, fuck, he's melting Canelo. But if he can't do that, then I don't see how he's going to win. The longer the fight goes on, the more it's Canelo's fight. Because Canelo can get sharper. He has more skill, more what's the name? He just had more dynamics to his fight game, more wrinkles. Just like Pacquiao, Lucas Matisse. Lucas Matisse has been fighting like a brawler for quite some time now. He used to be a good body puncher and he used to be a good boxer puncher, but then he got away from that and started relying on his power. That's why he was getting outboxed by that dude from Thailand. When Pacquiao was giving him different looks, the longer the fight went on, the more discouraged Matisse got. So, you know, I just feel like the only thing Triple G can do is more of what he already did. And Canelo's already seen that. And I'm sure Canelo's training camp was expecting that. You know what I mean? That's what they're going to train for. So he's going to try to be sharp if Triple G comes out. He's going to have to try to let his hands go soon. And the more aggressive you are, especially early, the more you're going to be open. Do you think Canelo can stay in the pocket with Triple G now that he's lighter? I would think Canelo would do the same last time, considering his stamina. Nah, I don't stay in the. See, listen, you don't. The trick is, do like Mayweather. Don't give him one look and one look only. If you just stay in the pocket with Triple G, you're gonna get ate up. That's stupid. Just like Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. Sean Porter, he was doing different things to Danny Garcia. If Sean Porter just stayed in pocket the whole time, then that would have been bad. But you see, Sean Porter was doing little feints and switching stances. He was giving them different looks. That's all Canelo has to do. He's the better, younger, fresher, faster hand, much faster than Golovkin. He just has to give different looks. That's it. And not gas out. That's it. That's my honest opinion. If he stands in the pocket, he getting fucked up. But if he stands in pocket when it's right and at the right times, you know, wait till some of the steam comes off Golovkin's power. Just try to box and you know, have a stick out there. Don't let Golovkin just get in your shit. Hit him with some nice counters to get some respect. You know, keep your spacing. And then he's cool. If he just comes out and throwing everything, then that's what Abel wants. That's what Abel's telling him to do. That's what Abel wants him to do, just Mexican style. Yeah, he gonna get fucked up if he does that. But if he softens Triple G up and dedicates some nasty body shot, that could pay dividends later. So now when there's some steam off his punches and fatigue sets in, if you've broken down the man enough, you can get that stoppage, you know? And see, Canelo, he got it. One thing he has to do. Like I said, I just think Canelo has little subtle tweaks to make, and if he makes those, it's his fight. Period. Stay safe early, just like Ward Kovalev, kind of, in the rematch. Stay safe early. Don't get too careless. Don't do too much. Box and move. Frustrate. You know, make Triple G. Triple G has not had an explosive performance where he looked so destructive, except for the Vanes Matarosen. But we can't really consider that. You know, that's his last performance where he looked like a wrecking ball. But I don't care about that because Vanes was off a 2-year layoff. He was off a 2-year layoff, period. And he wasn't even of the division. So if anybody's really trying to use that as like a saving, that's no different than saying Kovalev was back after the Ward losses because he beat Shabransky, because he beat Igor McKelkin. Those styles were tailor-made for his style. You know, Canelo's not tailor-made for Golovkin. So he has to just be smart and not get careless or not get hurt, you know, nothing crazy early. And then it's his fight, period. Dominic Wade, I covered that fight. That was in 2016. It's 2018. So we going back in time. I was at the Wade fight, ringside, covered it as media, at the Forum. So his last great performance. And once again, we're talking about Dominic Wade. I didn't even really know about Dominic Wade like that. Dominic Wade, he struggled with Sam Solomon, who has one leg and is 40 and has double-digit losses. Y'all can't out-talk me with this boxing shit. Because a lot of y'all don't know fact. Talking about Dominic Wade, he was coming off a split decision to Sam Solomon, who's 40 years old, who's from Australia or wherever, New Zealand, some shit. They don't really have that many world-class fighters in that region that beat the best guys from around the other parts of the world. He has a bum knee, you know, and he has like 11, 12 losses. And Dominic Wade had a split decision win over him leading up to the Golovkin fight. Does anybody believe that Dominic Wade was going to beat Triple G? You may have wanted him to beat Triple G, but I can't think of anybody that was picking Dominic Wade based on Dominic Wade, not who they wanted to win or they were hoping that he won, but they really thought Dominic Wade was the guy to beat Triple G. Anyway, that was 2 years ago. You know how many fights I've covered since that fight that I covered? You put Triple G in there with Vanes, Dominic Wade, that's how he's going to look. You know, guys that aren't mindful of defense and, you know, don't have the experience at 60 or, yeah, it's going to look. But he didn't look like that versus Kell Brook, even with the stoppage. He definitely didn't look like that with Jacobs. I thought Jacobs beat him. And he didn't look like that versus Canelo in the first fight. So, I'm picking Canelo. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't give a fuck. I'm picking Canelo. I think he does more. You guys, oh, you're a Canelo Dixon, whatever. We'll see what happens. I'm picking Canelo. I'm either going to be right or I'm going to be wrong. And I don't care which one it is. I told you what I'm thinking and why I think the way I think. Triple G, his best thing is if he hurts Canelo. L-Dog too. You see, y'all, a lot of y'all are being sensitive. Man, some of y'all really hate Triple G. It's not about hate. The man ain't a bad fighter. Nobody said he was bad. But if you're asking for a stylistic matchup and who's people pick, they're going to give you that. You know, I like Evander Holyfield, but you put him in with James Toney, and I probably pick James Toney. Not because I hate Evander Holyfield, it's just the matchup. Y'all misconstrue this hate shit. Like, you think because someone picks against someone, they hate them. I like Mikey Garcia, but I would pick Errol Spence to beat him. I've always been an advocate of Mikey Garcia. I always support guys like that doing what he's been doing in the game. But in that particular matchup against Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, I wouldn't favor Mikey to beat those fights. It's not because I hate Mikey. It's just that's who I would think would happen. Now, again, prove me wrong. Fight him. And if I'm wrong, I'll get on here and say, guess what? Mikey beat the shit out of Terrence Crawford if that happens. Or Errol Spence if that happens. Triple G, I just don't see what he's going to do aside from hurting Canelo. He put maximum amount of pressure on Canelo. Canelo was tired, and he still didn't drop Canelo. Understand what I just said. Canelo was clearly fatigued in the first fight. Clearly, everybody witnessed it. He's been fatigued in other fights, but it would look pretty extreme. He looked pretty gassed in some of the middle rounds. Then he still had a strong close. He still didn't get knocked down. So if you have basically a tired ass Canelo for all the middle rounds and you still fight to a draw, you still can't knock him down like you knock other people down. You still can't knock him out like you knock other people out, 20-something people in a row. Then what are you going to do to a better game plan Canelo? A Canelo who doesn't get tired so fucking fast, who conserves his energy and stays off them fucking ropes a bit more. I asked Canelo to his face. I said, why were you on the ropes so much? I liked him be on the ropes because he stood his ground. He showed Golovkin he ain't no punk, but he stayed on the ropes too much. You know, because him staying on the ropes showed Golovkin, it taught him something, but it takes a lot of energy to maneuver and deflect all the shit that Golovkin's trying to throw at you. So all he has to do is keep it in the center of the ring, go on the ropes at times, but don't stay there as long. That's what made him so tired. So again, if you couldn't drop or stop Canelo when he was gassed out and extremely tired, right? All Canelo has to do is tweak some certain things, not get hurt like he didn't get hurt in the first fight, and make these subtle tweaks. Then how are you going to beat him? He's sharper than you. He's younger than you. So to me, I'm picking Canelo. I've always maintained that. The only way I see him losing is if this lighter size affects him and he's, can't take a punch like he's taken in the past, or it somehow depleted him and he looked like shit and didn't look like, or if Golovkin hurts him really, really bad early and he just can't recover. The longer the fight goes on, the more it's Canelo's fight. Because the other thing is, Golovkin will be made to look like Kovalev in the grand scheme of it, because as longer the fight goes on, the more impatient Golovkin's going to get. Golovkin doesn't fight well off emotion. We've seen that in the Curtis Stevens fight. And he doesn't fight well when he's getting frustrated. So he's going to grow antsy if Canelo starts dogging him early. And if he can't do nothing with Canelo in the first 5-6 rounds, it's going to discourage him. And then that's when Golovkin gets sloppy. Look at the Kell Brook fight. Difference is Kell Brook is not an acclimated 160, you know, but he hurt Kell Brook very badly, didn't drop him in the first round, and Kell Brook woke him up, and Kell Brook started using his skill and basically, and he was giving Golovkin some work, landing uppercuts and shit. You know, we haven't even seen the full array of punches that Canelo can do for whatever reason. And the other thing that I think benefits Canelo is the first fight, he was coming directly off gaining 164.5 versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. So he was coming down in weight to 160, and he still kept too much muscle mass on him, in my opinion. Now he's had 2 fights in or around 160, and he's had a year in between, so he's had time to get to that comfortable 160 pounds. You know, he came from 164.5 in May, and then 160 to in September, and he looked too big. He looked too, like, you know, not too big, like he looked in shape, but he looked real big in the Chavez weigh-in, and he looked big in the Golovkin weigh-in. Now he's like kind of tapered down and fought. Now he's like a lean Canelo, like really lean. Some people even saying he looks skinny. He kind of does look skinny, but just muscular. So I think he's going to be faster, sharper. And if it's the same Canelo that we see, I think he's going to be able to get sharper punches off and quicker punches off. Golovkin's slow. I'm trying to tell y'all. He's slow. And a lot of his punches were telegraphed for Canelo. Canelo's defense is on point. Miguel Cotto's much faster, and Miguel Cotto was having an issue hitting Canelo in them late rounds. So as long as Canelo may weight comfortably, I just think he's just sharper. You know, and Golovkin, I think, like Kovalev versus Ward too. See, this is the thing. Triple G kind of has the bully mentality, just like Kovalev. When Kovalev got gassed because he dropped Ward in the second round in the first fight. When he seen he couldn't do that, and he couldn't recreate that magic, right? He couldn't rekindle that magic and recreate it in the rematch. He started getting more and more frustrated. Ward came out with a better game plan. He had better movement in the rematch. His knee wasn't bothering him. He got road work in, and that frustrated Kovalev because he wasn't able to recreate that early obvious success that he had in the first fight, dropping Ward. I think the same goes for Triple G. If Triple G can't have one of those oh shit moments and like really hurt Canelo early, he's gonna get frustrated. And then the more you get frustrated with sharp fighters, the worse it is for you, because you're gonna make more mistakes. Like look at this is what Floyd does to people. And I'm not comparing Canelo to Floyd because we know there's levels above them difference-wise. But still, he has more and more attributes of a Floyd than Triple G does. That's why Floyd told you. He said no special effects. Triple G ain't got no special effects. You know? So that's just my honest opinion. Floyd, once he gets you into the second half of the fight, if you ain't done nothing to him, you look like shit. Like Robert Guerrero, was round 6 or 7, 8, one of them, he almost got stopped by Floyd. And Floyd had hand trouble in that fight. And Guerrero looked like he was on his way out by pillow-fisted Floyd. Floyd probably could have stopped him if he stepped on the gas, you know, and got a little bit more reckless, you know. So I just feel like the less success Triple G has early, the more frustrated he's going to get. For sure. Canelo's a good counterpuncher, sharp. And if I'm Canelo's corner, I would have to think that Triple G is going to try to come out faster. I mean, I think Abel might have even said that on record, that he's going to try to fight faster, start off faster. So I think the Reynosos and Canelo, I think they're preparing for that. I'm sure they probably got hard sparring for that. Shout out to Santa Cruz 831. We working. Ezekiel, I see you. I think they have to anticipate that Triple G is going to try to come at him hardcore in the first 5 rounds or 3-4 rounds, whatever. But the thing is, if you're mindful of your defense and you weather that early storm, you know, who knows? Golovkin might exasperate himself too much by doing all that and not pacing himself, just coming out crazy. And he's going to leave himself open. Golovkin don't really have a good defense and he's slow. So that's how I see him. Golovkin, to win, he's going to have to hurt Canelo and do it early. You know what I mean? Make Canelo feel like, shout out to Robert. We got a $5 super chat from Robert Mountain. Appreciate you. He's going to have to make Canelo feel the pain early. That's Triple G's game plan. Go to the body, I would definitely recommend that. But to do that, it requires more risk. And Golovkin's not fast. So going to Canelo's body, you might catch something upstairs. Or you might catch an uppie in the process. Because you have to get in and get out. And he's not that quick. So... And the other thing I noticed with these brawlers, no matter how good their chin is, you know, it takes its toll on you. That plus the fact that even if you have a chin and you can take the person's power, you still know when your head's getting rocked back and knocked every which away. You know, you still know that. And you still know that they're scoring. And that's going to do something to your psyche if Canelo starts getting scintillating, dazzling shots off on Triple G. He's going to get angry like he normally does. And, you know, Canelo just has to matador that. Boxingego, does Lil G have a resume close to B-Hop? You know the answer to that. You just trying to set me up. You know the answer to that. Listen. Y'all, a lot of y'all don't know shit about boxing. I'm just trying to give you my perspective. Some of y'all might say I don't know shit about boxing. Whatever. But if you even dare compare Triple G's resume, anything he's done to Bernard Hopkins, you're stupid. Because not only than that, Bernard Hopkins is how he beat people. He beat Trinidad by stoppage. Tito Trinidad. He beat De La Hoya by stoppage. He fought Roy Jones and lost early in his career, but then he came back and beat Roy Jones. What are we really comparing? That's still Roy Jones there, you know? He lost to Jermaine Taylor twice. He had to fight with Winky, right? I mean, what are we really comparing? You know, Jean Pascal. He beat Prime Kelly Pavlik. Stop it. Name someone Triple G's beat that was like a Kelly Pavlik, like where. See, this is how I view boxing. I can't speak for other people. When has Triple G beat somebody that he was heavily favored to lose to? Daniel Jacobs, y'all said he was going to get killed. You said Jacobs was going to get killed. Right? They said, oh, look at the Dimitri Perot. He's getting knocked out. Easy. He has a glass chin. That's what y'all said. I told y'all it was going to be a difficult fight for Triple G, and I was right. Right? Kelly Pavlik was favored. He was heavily favored to beat B-Hop. He was, 27. Bernard Hopkins, 44. Kelly Pavlik has certified cracks. He got them Youngstown cracks. Right? B-Hop schooled him. B-Hop moved up 2 divisions and schooled Tarver, who knocked out Roy Jones. Where's the comparison? You know, even B-Hop beat guys like Shumenov. It's impressive. B-Butt, pause. You know, beating guys like that, Murat, Q-Brat Murat, or whatever the fuck his name is the age he was doing that he's even competitive anymore. You know, at age 48 and 50 and all that. The fact that he fought Joe Smith Jr. and Kovalev at an advanced age. You know, Joe Smith Jr. is a big light heavyweight. And he fought him, you know, he was like 51 or some shit. Kovalev, we've never seen Triple G move up. And we've never seen him fight somebody like a Pavlik who was like primed. The networks, I think, wanted Kelly Pavlik to win. You know, because that's the guy, he was the young bull with cracks. You know, they liked the way he looked and, you know, they wanted him to do well. When is, like I said, when is Joe Calzaghe's cool? He would have got dusted off by Roy Jones in his prime. Know your boxing. He got an older, but I'm not one to make excuses, but if you really think Joe Calzaghe would have beat Prime Roy, like had they fought in 97 or some shit, Calzaghe would get dusted off. But anyway, who is Triple G beat that you would compare to the Pavlik win? Or jumping up, how Bernard Hopkins jump up 2 classes and beat Tarver, a guy who knocked out Roy Jones. When has Triple G ever done it? Triple G ain't even moved up 1 weight class. He never fought Andre Ward. Ward, it's too much. Stop comparing it. There's no comparison. Prime Roy would demolish Golovkin. He gets hit too much. And Prime Roy would have fun in there. Didn't I just say that, Jim? I would have killed that boy from Kazakhstan by mistake. Like, that would be ugly. That would be ugly. Prime Roy versus Golovkin. He's too slow. He's too slow for Roy. You know, Roy's not gonna stand in front, and he's awkward and unorthodox. If you see, bro, Canelo didn't even do his best work and was hitting Golovkin. Roy Jones hit Montel Griffin, who had more experience at that weight class than he did. It was a big puncher. He hit him from like 3.5 feet out with a leaping uppercut, like hook. How would Golovkin be anticipating that? He's not fast enough to fuck with Roy. Man, if Triple G was in the same era as Roy Jones, all that energy that HBO put into Triple G, that would have been forgotten, because there's no way I would bet money, like large lump sums of money, that Prime versus Prime, there's no way. I mean, Triple G, I'm not bagging on, he's good, but you struggle with Kasim Uma. You know, Gabe Rosado, you could say he had the flu or whatever. Gabe Rosado was somewhat in the fight, and that was his first fight at 160. Please stop. Daniel Jacobs had been stopped before and arguably beat Golovkin. Canelo had 1 fight above 160 and arguably beat him or had a draw with him. Some people said he lost. What would he been able to do to Prime Roy, honestly? Y'all gotta study boxing, man. Sweet science. We can do fantasy matches all day. I'm just giving you my opinion. No way, no how. That's what I'm saying. Roy Jones moved. Listen, that's a great. Someone brought up John Ruiz. Roy Jones moved up and beat John Ruiz. Let's see Triple G move up and beat Joseph Parker. You know what I'm saying? When he was champ. Let's see him move up and beat Dillian White. If y'all think that shit is easy, then let's see it. Let's see him beat Luis Ortiz. Not even a champion. Luis Ortiz not a champion. Let's see Triple G move to heavyweight. We can't even see him fight at light heavyweight, let alone super middleweight. Roy Jones moved through them divisions like Skittles. Still maintaining speed and, accuracy. Stop. But this is what old media, they're going to pump it up. And since it happened so long ago, just hope people don't know and have the boxing knowledge. And then now you got fucking idiots who sip lean and drink pills who weren't around. They weren't there for it. They weren't born yet. They never watched these classic fights. And then they going to say, oh, yeah, Triple G would have killed Hagler and killed B-Hop and killed, what's the name, Roy. Okay, whatever. Triple G didn't duck Martinez and Cotto. I don't know what you're talking about. Sergio Martinez, when at the time I was like, man, Martinez would get crushed. But based on what I've seen now, Martinez has a shot. You know, I don't know. He's been stopped before by Antonio Margarito, so I don't know that he would 100% beat Golovkin. But put it this way. I think at the very least, Sergio would have exposed some things, kind of like what Kell Brook did, exposed several vulnerabilities. Even if he got knocked out in the end, he would have. See, look, Triple G won't go up one division to fight Zordo Ramirez. And see, this is the thing. Zordo Ramirez doesn't have, like, no great defense. So he's there to be hit. But he's 6'2", 6'2 and a half. I can attest to that because I've been next to the dude several times. And he's rugged, and he's tough, and he's long arms and shit like that. Martinez chin, though, it don't matter because he's pretty elusive. He's not going to just stand. Sergio was a mover, you know, and a southpaw. So he's not going to stand there and trade with Golovkin. He's going to fight like he fought Julio Cesar Chavez's big ass. Again, another guy who's plodding and much slower than he. Sergio Martinez didn't have a crazy bad chin anyway. Some of y'all don't, man, I'm out. Y'all don't know boxing. I'm done. I feel like I'm wasting my breath. Like someone said, look at Sergio's chin. What? Who just knocked Sergio out crazy? Margarito, who arguably was cheating his whole career. We don't know. Stop it. Y'all don't know boxing. Sergio fought Chavez Jr., who looked like he was like 187 plus. Cotto, in my opinion, would have got destroyed if Sergio Martinez was the one without leg injuries. Cotto caught Martinez at the perfect time. Like Jacob said, I came at the perfect time. Listen, we have yet to see Triple G fight Charlo, fight Jacobs in a rematch. These are killers. These are guys like, okay, so if he gets past Canelo, let's see him fight Charlo. I talked to Charlo over the weekend at the Garcia Porter fight on camera. I have it on camera. He's like, yeah, Triple G, where you at, Triple G? He called him out again. See, this will owe media, man. Like this, we came and restored that feeling back in boxing. Ego's Army. Shout out to y'all, new media. This is what they keep avoid. They act like Charlo doesn't exist. Oh, I mean, yeah, we hear him calling out, but what has he done? Who has he beat at middleweight? Okay, he's trying to beat you at middleweight, so fight him. He's your mandatory anyway. You see, this is the fake part about boxing. Hey, he said, you're a suck and my shooter clapped to. Hey, Addy Gamer, block. Yeah. Thanks, James Souza. Listen, y'all sit up here and create passes for fighters like Pacquiao. Why isn't listen, see, I don't care if it's popular. I don't care who's mad. I'm telling you the reality of it. When has Pacquiao fought somebody who was like what Mayweather did to Canelo? When's the last time you would say he fought a young, in prime, champion, much bigger, undefeated guy like when Mayweather fought Canelo? Mayweather was 37-38. Canelo was like 23. And he's a champion, and he's much bigger, and he's a big puncher, and he's a good boxer puncher, and he was coming off the Austin Trout fight. When has Pacquiao done that in recent memory? Like a Terrence Crawford. When has Pacquiao fought somebody like that? Y'all getting destroyed. We in our bag. When has Pacquiao fought a young, hungry lion? Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, Terrence Crawford, Mikey Garcia. And y'all motherfuckers make a pass for this. Pacquiao's good. He's a legend. Yes. He won't even fight Mikey Garcia probably. He's trying to fight Amir Khan and shit, who looked pretty bad versus Samuel Vargas. He didn't look sharp to me. Jeff Horn, no, he was an underdog. You know, that he wasn't. Jeff Horn's not technical either, and he lost that fight. So name someone like a rhythmic guy with fundamental, you know, like an Errol Spence, Crawford. We haven't seen it. Chris Algieri, Brandon Rios coming off a loss to Mike Alvarado too. He wouldn't even fight Ruz and Provodnikov, who at least had danger of being a guy who can take a punch and put you in a fucking war and sparred with Pacquiao. You know what I mean? Same thing with Triple G. Y'all make the excuses. He's good. But why can't he fight Andre Saunders winner? Why can't he fight against Derevyanchenko, Jacobs winner? Why can't he fight Jamal Charlo? It's always an excuse. They rather see Triple G Canelo 3. They don't want somebody, especially a black fighter, the black channel, to take that man's O. Ruslan Provodnikov retired. Yo, the stream is messing up, so I'm going to get out of here. It's been a long stream anyway. Shout out to y'all.